live here, and then we're gonna go live here real quick, because I always do it here as well. How you guys doing this evening? Thank you guys for tuning in. Folks, my real loved one, you dig? He fight for all of us out there. FAM, you dig? Thank y'all for tuning in. CUTTHOAT, Cut the Radio Podcast. CUTTHOAT, Cut the Radio. Yeah, y'all know what it is, man. I'm waiting for the motherfucker to give me the goddamn history so I can get it in there. But anyway, I have a special guest tonight. Thank you. I have a special guest tonight. It's my brother, man. We go back. I come under him, man. Damn, I got so many accolades and anything and everything. But I just want to go straight to the point with him tonight because he in here. He got other business going on, and I just wanted to get him in. And I thank God that he came in here out of his busy schedule to come here and do this. Rob the General from the Crest Side of California. Thank you for coming in, fam. What's up with it, man? Appreciate it, brother. Thank you for coming in. My audience out there wanted to know what's going on with that FAM thing, so I was like, let me get him in here and let him talk about it. I'm gonna just get right into it. Tell us about your childhood.
Man, there's a lot I could say about my childhood. What you mean? Like, is this?
Well, where you originally from?
You know, we from the Crest, Vallejo, California.
Right.
707. North Vallejo Little League, the Vallejo Dons, the Vallejo Steelers. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
That's where we from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, that era.
And growing up in Vallejo, was you in your era of being in Vallejo? Was you influenced by any type of crews, gangs, or anything like that? Anything influenced you like that?
Mostly Mac Dre. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of everything that was going on in Vallejo. Having crews and cliques was always the thing in Vallejo, all the way from seeing the clique. I remember seeing the clique and them around with that's how I knew who they was, with their names, with 40 on it, and their jackets. Yeah. And the rap was the same way. They had their jackets. They used to dress in the same uniforms and stuff like that. Yeah. So, it was always, and then coming up, we tried to have our little crews and our little, we tried to imitate that and stuff like that, all the way down to the rapping and everything like that. So, yeah, we was, influenced by, that generation ahead of us, all the Doobies and Mac Dre's and E40s and stuff like that.
That's what's up. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah. I remember all of that. What schools did you go to growing up in Vallejo?
Oh, well, I didn't go to too many schools. I ain't gonna lie. I started at Pennycook.
Okay.
To be honest with you, that was the first school I went to. I wanted to go over there because my cousins, who I grew up with, like brothers, went there, and I didn't last a week in there.
Why? What happened? Why did you do last week? Give it to us. It's Cut the Radio.
All I remember, I can remember this like yesterday too. They used to have a little movie night thing or something over there. I was about, like I said, just kindergarten.
Uh-huh.
And that at the end of the school or whatever, we used to go to this movie thing. So my mom gave me some money, and I had on some little Payless shoes that I begged her to get me that had the pocket on the side.
The fitty loafers.
They was tennis shoes, but they had a little button-up pocket on the side.
Oh, okay.
Me? And my mom had got fancy and put my money for the movies in my shoe pocket.
Oh.
And I think I did something dumb and lost my money or something like that. And then I had, when my mom was asking me when she picked me up what happened to the money, I lied and was just acting like I spent it on something. She was like, well, I gave you $5. That don't make no sense. You know this. So she thought they gypped me.
Yeah.
And, it's a lot of like white kids and stuff that went to that school at the time. So she automatically was like, oh, prejudice white motherfucker.
Oh,
I'm taking you up out of that school.
She went straight to attack mode.
I went from there to El Sweeterman, and then from El Sweeterman to Solano, from Solano to Hogan, which is no longer a high school. But yeah, that's where I graduated from, at Hogan.
Hogan High School is where you graduated. Where you graduated?
That might be telling too much, but I graduated in 97, man. Yeah, in the 90s.
97. Jesus.
Yeah, we just had a 20-year
anniversary or class reunion.
Yeah. Like that, and that's bittersweet because I went to that with my brother Mac Bash.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Bash. Rest in peace.
That was the last memory I had was with him. Was at the at the reunion.
At the reunion, yeah.
We kicked it and had a ball. So
I remember the pictures, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
I was
that's why those pictures meant so much.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely that, man. Ooh, I can't even pass that up like so fast.
And before we get started to go too far on that, I want to say rest in peace to my brother Carl Berry too.
Yeah, rest in peace to Carl Berry.
Because I was just driving from my folks' house on my way here, and I actually drove past the house I used to go to. I stayed not too far. I used to walk to his house. We smoke, kick it, talk about what we was going through with our baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? All that or whatever. Yeah. And
shout out.
I don't want to go into the story of what happened, but I drove past the spot that we used to kick it. So, and come to find out, to bring it up, his birthday was just a couple days ago. So I wanted to give him a shout out to Carl Berry and Mac Bash. When I stayed in Sac, them was my brothers that we was rocking with up here. Tough.
Okay, now, shout out to both of them. Rest in peace to both of them. Happy birthday, Carl, and all of that good stuff, man. Ugh. Yeah, that hurts right there, man, because we lost so many of them. Wow. Through all of that, though, through all of the pain and everything, like when you was growing up, did you ever think that that would happen to either one of them tragically like that?
Unfortunately, growing up, man, you always know it's a possibility. I mean, I will say that the way that my two brothers, Bash and Carl, went out, the way they went out, it was unexpected. It was a surprise. It was some kind of out of the ordinary stuff. But from what usually, when we grow up, you expect that you might get shot or you might get killed by a police or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The drunk driver, get hit by a drunk driver or, stuff like that, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That hit a little different. So.
Yeah, it did, man. That's why so painful. Going through going through it was a painful experience to have to go live through it, because we still here mourning them. So
right, but it's what I'm learning though is it's the way that the situation behind or what goes around, all the details into what happened and that led to the death.
Yeah,
that's what changes how you deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because I have a lot of friends and family that passed, close family members or whatever. But like when somebody that got killed, or especially by a police or something like that, unjustly or something, that like hit totally different. Like that's a different pain. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Definitely, man. It's a different thing to deal with. So yeah, we're dealing with a lot of death in these days, and just got to just start trying to think more healthy, think more strategically, and start trying to think a little more for the long run instead of so much for the moment. That's all. Living
for the moment is not as always a good thing, is what you're basically trying to tell the audience and them out there. If you slow down and kind of plan for your future and stay on a positive, try to stay as much on a positive path as you can, the results would be positive. If you're pushing a negative projection out to the universe, then negativity will come back to you full throttle. So growing up, and not to cut you off, growing up, through all of the hooting and hollering and the streets and all of that and school and all that, what influenced you to do music?
Oh man, music is just in my family, man. My grandfather, before he moved out here from New Orleans, he was actually like the youngest musician that was actually like touring with the church at the time. He was only like about 13 or probably even younger. He was an organ player, and he was actually a big time organ player for the church circuit in New Orleans. So my grandfather started that, and then he played sax, and that kind of went. My auntie, she played drums. My dad, he's a keyboard player. My uncle, he played every instrument in the world. So music just always been around me. I was from a little kid sitting at the studio watching Confunction and them. My dad did stuff with them. So I was a little dude at the little
that's a jewel.
Right by Nations. I remember it was by Nations. They used to have a little studio over there, and I can remember like yesterday being in there, listening to them and stuff like that. So music just always been in my blood.
Have you played, do you play any instruments? And then when you go back, I want to go back to your grandfather. Did he play with anybody that was like, big back in them days?
Yeah, I'm sure he did. But, we just, like I said, for one, that was a different area. You know, that was down south.
Yeah.
For two, that was back in his days. He was just a kid then too. So
okay.
you know, and it was a church circuit. So that's like you know, three things that I'm like not really familiar with. So
okay.
But I know he was doing work with some big names back then. He actually used to name a lot of them, but you know, I never was familiar with him and really actually took time to look none of them up. But yeah, he always was speaking on, you know, something.
Because I was gonna say, was it like any BB Kings, any of them out?
I don't think it was like no BB Kings or nothing like that.
Yeah,
but it possibly was, you know, but I don't think it was. No, it wasn't actually BB King, but it probably was some people like on the BB King level.
Yeah,
worked with back in their beginning times and on their way coming up and stuff like that. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what. That's basically what I was, you know, leading up to.
Right.
And you'd mentioned your dad, Senior. He's a world. Well, I ain't gonna say world because I don't really know his history, but he's very known in the that was a
he wasn't telling nobody who he was. I remember that. But yeah, my pops, he came back from the army playing the keyboard. And he basically taught himself how to play the keyboard, which was a trip because my grandfather taught himself how to play the organ. So, like I said, all the music is in it. I taught myself how to play the keyboard. So, like, none of us was trained. And even when I used to ask my dad, watching him play, he never really just taught me. You know what I mean? He would show me a little bit of chords or show me how to play the Skeletons in the Closet, Stevie Wonder, how to play the little doom, 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 you know, whatever. But he never actually like taught me how to play. So he always, I guess, knew that was just in me. He just always gave me access to it. Whether he had a studio or keyboard, he just let me go free and just mess with it. You know what I'm saying? And just messing with it, I learned how to play. I don't play on his. I can't go nowhere and play with no live band or nothing like that. I mean, if I sat around and trained for it for a month or something and rehearsed, I probably could. But I just play more by ear and. You know, I'm a hip hop head, so we just kind of just came up on making rap beats. But over the years of doing it, you know, I'm able to play a little bit more. So I shock myself sometimes when I touch on the keyboard. And then, so playing the keyboard and messing around like that, was you writing at a young age? You know, getting into your artistry as far as with music. Oh yeah, man. Like a lot of us, I hear a lot of people say in Vallejo that they started off with poetry. So I think that just, I don't know, poetry and arts and writing is just like something that was a thing. You know, at least for us growing up, I hear a lot of people rappers say they started from doing poetry. And that's how I started at El Sweetman. When I entered into my first poetry contest, I wrote my own poem. And I was about in the fourth or fifth grade. That's dope. I went up there and I performed that. That's dope. I was talking about how you could see everybody wearing Nike. I can't remember line for line, but I remember you could see them. People wearing them in the crest, and I'm pointing towards the crest and stuff like that. Oh, you was animated with it. Yeah, I was animated. That's dope. All kind of stuff, and I had everybody cracking up. And man, people talked about that poem for like that whole school year. Like anywhere I went, anybody that was there, people, parents or whatever, every time they see me, oh man, you remember you did that poem and this and that. So yeah, it just kind of carried on from there. And I remember Loogie Spitz. You know Loogie Spitz. Yeah. He was actually in my class during that year, and I remember when he seen that I wrote my poem, he went and wrote one, but he was a little older than me. And I always tease him about this because he was like, what was Will Smith's name on that thing when he was when he had Jeffrey acting like the poet dude, De La Ghetto, the poetry dude. On the episode, on one of the episodes, De La Ghetto. Loogie Spitz, he followed up and wrote him one after me, right? Yeah. And all I remember was him saying, and this stuck with me for a long time because it fucked me up. My bad. It tore me up. No, you good, Gus. I don't give a fuck. He was like, what he said? He said, oh, every 15th and 1st, you will see mothers reaching into their purse. and back then, this is how grown we was, though. We only like 4th and 5th grade and stuff. And I remember him saying that. And that stuck with me because then I was just tripping, like, what is he talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? To me, it was just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Like, so then after a while, when I learned that people was getting their little welfare checks on the 1st and 15th, oh, it was the funniest shit to me ever because he put two and two together. He was this 4th, 5th graders up there talking about, you know what I'm saying? So we was always like grown and trying to be grown and knowing a little bit more than what we needed to know. You know what I'm saying? Thinking y'all was grown already at 4th grade. Right. Crazy.
So from the poetry writing and all of that, you started recording. What was the first, like, what was some of your first early work that you did as far as recording?
All of my first recordings was just straight up making it happen, man. You know, just kind of like why they call me the general. I always was the one to initiate something, or always the one to find a way to make something happen. You know what I'm saying? So even if I had to get the two radios and aim them at each other and let the music play out of one into the other boom box across from it, and we just rapping over the top into the mics, and you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever we had to do, I was always the one that was doing that.
You figured it out.
And after a while, making songs, me and Cheddar Man, rest in peace, I used to make him rap, write his little raps, make him rap and everything.
Yeah.
We go out there, letting people hear our songs, and they was tripping like, damn, this just sound like some real shit. I mean, for back then, like, damn, they was just tripping that we was doing that. So that started just drawing a lot of the other cutties over to the house to see what we was doing. And I was just putting them on to it or whatever. And that's how I started recording. And then my name started going around that I was hot. You know what I'm saying? Lil Rod, one of the hottest ones out there. So my dad, that kind of brought us into a real relationship, was the studio. Because when he started hearing from people in the streets and stuff that, oh man, right, yo, son, man, he raw, he dope. You know what I'm saying? He was hearing it from so many people. He had to come and be
the buzz got to him.
It got to one day he picked me up and he just took me to the studio. You know what I'm saying? And
solid.
Started recording, and then I caught that bug, and you know, just been recording ever since.
That's dope. I like that, man. And you start performing. Who you was performing with when you at your younger stages? Like,
man, I was performing with In Too Deep and Mac Mall.
Wow.
And, all of them. My first performance, the Cuddy Zach. Shout out to my Cuddy Zach. He was like my manager at the time.
What, Black Zach or YP Zach?
YP Zach.
Uriah brother. Yeah.
He used to play like my manager back then. He was the one always, my Cuddy, man, he do it. So it was a Ninnels going on, and it was like a big thing. In Too Deep, Mac Mall, all them, Mac Dre, all them. They was up there performing.
All the names.
Yeah, it was packed. It was promoted like a big show and everything. And this is when In Too Deep was platinum. They had a platinum.
Back to the hotel.
Like right when that was popping. So it was a big crowd. And my partner Zach, he went up there to DJ Cease, rest in peace, DJ Cease, who was DJing at the time. I don't know what he went and told him.
Woo.
But I'm thinking we just kids. He ain't go whatever. But he went and made his way somewhere backstage, and I don't know what he said or who he talked to, but he came back to me and was like, "Cuddy, get ready." C said you about to go on. Come on. I'm like, all right. So we go walk backstage. I'm seeing In Too Deep, all of them, Mike Mall. They looking like, okay, what you about to do? I'm like, I'm about to rap. So Cease looked to see and I was out there. He put a beat on. I remember to this day it was that Tribe Called Quest. That Check the Rhyme, y'all.
Yeah,
Check the Rhyme, y'all. Something like one of them. He put that beat on, and I went out there. I was nervous as shit, but I was already on the spot, and I seen Zach looking at me like, "Nigga, you better go do your thing." So I went out there and I started just rapping,
man.
And when I started rapping, the whole crowd was just going dumb. I remember Mac Mall and all them out there. They was just like, they was like tripping, and I just caught that bug after that. And everywhere I went after that, everybody asked me to rap. Like everybody that seen me, like, man, you that one dude that was rapping. Let me hear you spit a rap. You know what I mean? So I was spitting raps everywhere.
That's dope.
I only had about 2 raps that I wrote at the time, so I was spitting them same 2 raps, and then after a while, everybody come say, "Oh, this is my partner, spit a rap for him." And when I spit that rap, he'd be like, "Man, that's that same verse." Then that's when I was like, "Oh, damn, I gotta go make some more raps." So that's when I started writing more verses and just went from there.
And did you ever release any like projects or anything? Like, did you get on anybody's project? Did you collab with any artists? Do you want to collab with any artists?
You know what? I worked and met a lot of artists. Like through working, I indirectly did stuff with Mac Dre and them back in the days, from them getting beats and stuff that I done played around on and jack the beat from one way or another. You know how Crest niggas do.
Oh, man.
You give somebody a beat or something and it go around, and the next thing you know, you hear one of the Cuddies on it. But I was proud to hear that it was Dre, on some of that. And
wow, is some of that type of shit going on? Excuse me.
Some of that, and
wow.
Yeah, so a little bit of that, but I never really got down to work with nobody other than, just my peers, my cuddies, the Crest Creepers, the Boss Hogs, and the Doobies and stuff like that. And
okay.
I did release an album, 2011-ish. That's the first official release I made, and coincidentally, that album was called Revolutionary. And on the cover of that, I'm standing in front of the Capitol building holding a shotgun with a leather jacket on. Photoshopped me in there with the Black Panthers when the Black Panthers was up there. So
Nice.
I always had the revolutionary spirit and always was kind of, preparing myself without knowing I was preparing myself.
Exactly.
To, be in this fight one way or another.
Absolutely. And now that the transition from going from being a rapper and all of that, going straight into the activism, what triggered that? Like what really got you going, pursuing the fight for justice against police brutality and black on black crime and any crime in the community that you stay in the surrounding cities and stuff like that? Like what made you really get out there and fight the fight?
All right. First, let me just address this because I just spoke on this when we had our little last event, the Cruise for Justice. Shout out to Courage and APTP and everybody else that was involved in the indigenous people of Vallejo. I forgot exactly what the organization is called, but all my peoples at the Compos and all them. Anyways, I did speak on that about the black on black crime because there's so much deaths and stuff going on where we at in Vallejo, all over the world, but just in Vallejo. Like his babies getting killed, innocent women, and we already, I think, close to the record of homicides in a year or something like that right now.
Yeah.
So it's real bad. And a lot of times people feel some type of way about us because we out there protesting so hard against the police killing people that sometimes people would be like, well, why y'all not protesting against the black on black crimes or whatever? That's what y'all need to be protesting. And I just want to address that real quick because it ain't no way for us to protest black on black crime, which first of all, that don't even exist. Black on black crime is just a name that they came up with to just, put more negativity and more of a negative spin on black people.
Right.
You go to a white neighborhood, you got white people killing white people.
And they don't say white on white crime.
They don't say white on white crime.
Nope.
They don't say Asian on Asian crime.
Nope.
They don't say
Mexican on Mexican crime.
They don't say none of that.
Nope.
But when it's black people,
it's black on black crime.
Mm-hmm. So first of all, to me, the black on black crime
is a stereotype, a stigma.
Right.
It's a stigma.
That's the first thing. Second thing is, as a protester, I even hate being called that.
No, you're activism. You're activist. You're activist.
Protesting is a part of what we do.
Yeah.
But that's not just all that we are. You
know,
a lot of people try to put us in this one little square and say, oh, here comes those protesters or all that protesting. But we protest, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But we doing a little more than just protesting. And, it's no way to protest that kind of violence. What do people want us to do? Go walking up somebody's street, walking up Gateway, or go walking down Sheridan or somewhere, you know what I'm saying, in the South or whatever, and start chanting, telling them,
stop killing each other.
Stop killing each other or else. Or, you know what I mean? We liable to get shot at our damn self out there.
Right. Be realistic with the protests.
Right. So we are addressing that too, because fighting against police brutality in the corrupt city, that's fighting against all of the very things that create crimes. The lack of resources, the no jobs, the low education, all of that all that equals the crime in your city.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Because people are starving, people are hungry, people are sick, people can't don't have the resources, people can't get to things that they need.
Exactly.
So they gotta loot, pillage, steal, rob, kill.
And not only that, if crime pays in America.
Oh yeah.
So
the country is based on crime.
It's obvious to see that crime pays in Vallejo. Our police department is getting 50% of the funding. Which is part of the reason why we don't have shit. It's because the police, basically. And if you ask me, they closing schools, they doing all this shit. The houses is kicking people out of house. They basically took I always say this, but it's some of the realest shit that I like that I say. I love saying it.
CUTTH.
They took books out of our kids' hands and replaced them with guns. Now it's more guns on the streets
than it's ever been in our life, in my lifetime.
Right. They stripped us the resources and the programs and stuff and introduced our youth to new drugs.
Guns.
Now it's more drugs. More kids are doing way more and experiencing with way more different drugs and stronger drugs and everything else than they ever have. And they trying to get higher and more out of their mind than they ever had. You know what I mean? When we came up, don't get me wrong, Vallejo never really had a whole bunch, but we was actually able to go work a summer job. What was it called? I remember PIC. It was called
Private
PIC.
Industry Council.
After school in the summer, you could go get you a job, put some money in your pocket. You could go to the boys club after school.
You needed to have a green slip to get the teachers to sign and turn it in.
We could go to the boys club and train boxing, play basketball, go to a dance. You know, we had little things like that. All the little leagues and all that was popping.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a lot more going on. Now, like I said, all that been stripped away and replaced with crime.
The baseball field. I drove by the baseball fields when we was growing up. They kept the baseball fields cut, grass cut, looking sharp, looking neat, and everything. It's weeds all over the field.
Well,
field all run down.
CC came and cut the grass
the other day. What day was that?
That was years ago when he came and redid the field.
Oh yeah. I seen all that.
But it looked like he didn't do nothing but cut the grass to me.
I mean, I ain't trying to blow it off like that.
I ain't blowing it off like that, but cut the grass, man. Same benches out there, same old dugouts. You know what I'm saying? I was expecting that.
Same fences, everything.
Like, man, let's make that for real, man. You sitting on millions of dollars, man. And I ain't trying to call nobody out, but you know, that's who Rod Reason is, man. I speak my mind. Sometimes it get me in trouble. I ain't scared to talk and just say what I say. But
and that's what
but I'm confident in what I speak on. Don't just think that I'm a loose cannon that just going on rants and running his mouth. Trust me, thought goes into a lot of thought and research and studying and everything goes into the shit I say. Because if I wasn't confident in what I speak on, I wouldn't be speaking on it. And that's what I learned in my age now, you know, that I need to do. So if it's out of my league, I'm not educated or knowledgeable about a certain thing, I'm not going to sit there and try to talk nobody in circles or fake the funk. I'm going to let you know I don't know. And I don't have no problem with saying I don't. But if I'm going to go speak on something and I'm speaking strongly on something, it's because I did my due diligence and came up with my own understanding. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still open to, you know, hearing other people's sides or opinions or whatever. But, you know, I speak what I know I can stand on. Do
you feel at this point, first off, what does FAM stand for? For the audience, I told them what it stands for.
FAM stands for Frontline Activist Movement. And, you know, that's what it means, but it also stands for FAM. You know what I mean? Just straight up FAM, because like we represent all the impacted families of police brutality in Vallejo, down from Nehemiah to Cuddy. You remember he was like the first one that I remember that passed out of people that we know. That was back in what year was that? 2000 and
he passed away. Oh man, it's been so long.
2000 and
I hope to God I say it right.
I think early 2000.
I think 2002 or 2000 and it was before Dre died. Nehemiah died before Dre? Which it was after.
No.
Nehemiah died after Dre?
He died before Dre. He did, because I remember I was making a song about that. Yeah.
He died before Dre. So he died before Dre. Like 2099 or something like that. But don't hold us to that. But rest in peace to the Cuddy Nehemiah.
But yeah, he is there. All the way from Nehemiah to Mario Romero, who was murdered by Sean Kinney. This motherfucker Sean Kinney got like 9 bodies, man. 9 murders under his belt.
I'm gonna go into that. I'm going right into that. Before we go that far, I just want to ask you a couple more. Excuse me. Sean Kinney is the one at the top of the list.
Hold on, because I don't want people to get mad while I'm shouting out. We got Cat Daddy, Ronell Foster, and his family. We got Angel Ramos, his family.
Yeah.
We got who down remember? We got Eric Reason. There. We got Sean Monterosa. You know,
right there.
Anton Barrett, Marshall Tobin, Petey Perez, who was actually from Richmond, but he was killed in Richmond by Richmond police. And but his family is like they a part of fam too. They support us, and we just was out there for the anniversary of his death was just September. I'm learning is a motherfucker, man.
It's a code because I've been seeing all of that y'all be posting and all of that. It's just like
September
wow.
is a motherfucker.
Wow.
Man. I'm kind of new to this whole scene. Some of the people that's in our family been dealing with this for a long time.
It hurts, man.
So I'm like just catching up to a lot of the shit, and I'm learning that September is a motherfucker.
Very painful.
Like I said, we just was up there for the anniversary of the death of Petey Perez in Richmond. Mario Romero anniversary of his death was on, I believe, September 2nd or somewhere between September 2nd, September 4th. I forgot. Yeah, it was the 2nd, September 2nd. That was his death anniversary. And then like 2 weeks after that was his birthday.
Wow, yeah.
So, it's just
painful.
Yeah, it just was a lot of
grieving
going on. A lot of grieving in this month. And,
a lot of grieving.
Yeah, but yeah, shout out to all my fam. I just wanted to, get that out while it was on. I love y'all, man. We all rocking this fam
fight
business.
Hey, fight. Do you feel like you are right now in the community making a difference?
Yes and no. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, okay, give us the yes part first.
I see a difference personally. Like I spoke on this, and first of all, my life is different. You know what I mean? I'm meeting people that I probably wouldn't have met before I got involved in this.
Okay.
And I'm finding myself on platforms that I probably wouldn't have been on before this. And, I'm just getting them like we growing up in Vallejo. When we grew up in Vallejo, it always been diverse, but the Crest, for example, was an all black neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Like not anymore, but
yeah, when we was coming up, it was
not anymore.
Like 99.5% black, with the exception of a Filipino or two on the street here and there.
And that was on the other side of the
like
Crest.
If you seen a white person or Mexican or anything,
we ran up on
the dog.
Boy.
First of all, you wouldn't never see that like you do now.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying,
it was different. It was just different.
Now, literally, I'll see a white couple with the same jogger suits on with the poodle on the leash running as a couple down
in the neighborhood in the Crest.
And ain't nothing wrong with that, but that is just crazy to see that, because when we came up,
you'd never see that.
It was just straight black.
It'd be 1,000 niggas on the corner with shooting dice. Right.
And naturally in our mind growing up, we just automatically felt like it was us against them. You know what I'm saying?
Off the rip.
So we just went hard. And now that I'm doing what I'm doing, I got old 75-year-old white ladies and stuff like coming up to me, and we can hold a conversation and laugh and
that's that. You feel like that's
the same views and stuff, and that's the biggest difference I see right there. It's like I feel like the community is starting to find a common interest, a common goal, and we starting to put some of our petty shit to the side and just come together for the better of the community of Vallejo, and I can sense that's a big difference that I sense.
So you feel like that is where some of your difference and change is coming in with a lot of your folks. It's like a lot of your moves that you make out there fighting for rights for all of us, because that's what fam is.
Right.
You feel like that's the difference you're making right now? Because I even joined in, me personally, to my fans and viewers out there. I teamed up with them as well up here in the 916 to project and promote as much as I can for that movement, because it's not just down there in the Bay Area. Stephon Clark was murdered up here in Sacramento.
Shout out to Rob. We do support.
So I try to make y'all aware up here in Sacramento what's going down there in the Bay Area. The Fatal 14, I do a Fatal 14 roll call. Some of y'all been watching that. I think the views is up to like 400 plus right now on the roll call.
They need to know who the Fatal 14 is.
Like it got shared like 100 times.
And getting speeding tickets and not knowing that the one
the Fatal 14 pulling you over.
His badge was bent when he pulled you over. You feel me? Caught about 8-9 bodies.
I could have been. Because they've been on the force a long time. They got some decades out there. So me even being out there growing up, I probably had some. One of them, Darton, is on there.
I always talk about Darton. Darton gave us hell in the Crest.
So
you know what? Darton's been starting to try to be cool with me later.
Here's the
He
thing.
tried to be cool. This was before all the bullshit kicked off.
Here's the thing, and I don't want to single nobody out, but when that situation happened to Nehemiah, Darton name came up.
Right.
So it's fuck Darton to me.
Well, you know what?
Period.
For
Point
me,
blank.
it's fuck all the Fatal 14.
All of them.
Period.
It's fuck you. Period. But
if you wrong, you wrong. And you need to be held accountable. Just like if I was doing something, or actually all them fucking times Darton pulled us over.
Yeah.
And
fuck you, Darton.
And,
bitch ass
all that shit.
You a bitch.
You ain't no different. If y'all do wrong, you need to be held accountable too.
Yeah,
That's just all it is to it. And that ain't not personally, no personal attack on nobody, but when you accept a job, you have a responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do your job or honor your job, then you need to be held accountable. You need to be fired or disciplined or something.
Absolutely.
You know
absolutely. So, and if your superiors don't look at it as you doing something bad to the here's
and they not the let me give police ain't being drug tested or nothing.
Let me give them this. If you are sworn in to protect life, you're supposed to preserve life first. You're supposed to preserve the life first, right. Not go up to the scene with your hand on the clips and your hand on the gun.
Right.
You sitting. This is an Elk Grove police officer that just happened. I know y'all seen that on my page stuff. The lady just sitting there and she got the All Blue Lives Matter thing on.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah. And when you see one of these cops with this All Blue Lives Matter thing on, boogie woogie, because they gonna gun you down. These are the ones that's gonna kill you. The Fatal 14 don't do it. But because if they put the mask on, or if they get caught with that rag that I'm speaking about,
yeah,
you'll know them. They don't want to be known. That's why I'm doing the roll calls and all of that every morning, so that way everybody around the surrounding areas know who these people are. And then I seen what's the name was posting the pictures. I need to get all the pictures because I'm gonna put the pictures out there too.
Go ahead and put them on blast. That's how I feel. If you go,
I'm not scared of them.
If they want to go paint murals and shit around the city,
to send
a message, that's the murals we need to be painting. We need to be painting Fire to 14 and no justice, no peace, and I got shit like that.
I gotta chime in real quick. But a guy just said on here about Darton. He said, "Fuck Darton, he's a shitty rapper." Darton did cut a record too. He did do an album.
He gave me a CD one day
I diss tracked him. If anybody remember that, I know my viewers. I diss tracked him.
I went and hid in my room and listened to it just to see.
I diss tracked him.
And I cracked up.
Man, I diss tracked him so cold-blooded. If anybody remember that diss track, I got on Darton head fast. I said, nigga, this nigga is going wood for real. I don't know what I said in the diss track, but I mean, I was just, y'all know me. I'll get you. I'll get
you. Know what?
Like Charlamagne the God.
That simple shit right there go to show y'all the kind of attitude our police department got.
Yeah, bullshit.
They think they could go rap.
They being funny about it.
Man, they gangsters, man. They just as hard as the gangsters. Or
they harder than the gangsters.
The ones that think they gangster, man. The real gangsters is in the Vallejo Police Department.
And all police departments, because they doing it in Kentucky right now as well. Breonna Taylor. I'm gonna go there in a second.
And what's crazy though is, like I said, people attack us and say, "Oh, y'all not fighting for black on black violence or whatever." Well, only thing we could do is address the information and stuff, right?
Yeah. And
the point blank period. Y'all are out there, not y'all, but the ones that's out there.
White America.
With the bullshit. Nah, I ain't even talking about white America right now. I'm talking about the community, the streets. Like, we got to hold ourselves accountable at some point, too. You know
absolutely.
And with the ones that's out there, with the revenge killings and the whatever is behind all these strings of killings and all that shit, man, at the end of the day, you guys are a part of the problem too. Like,
absolutely.
That's the reason
why the cops
we just talked about how they create this crime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And y'all out there fighting against each other, and our real enemy is the one that's like straight up just suppressing us all the way. The ones that we can't go to work.
The politics.
Our kids is out there doped up. Is people, bums on the streets and homeless people on the streets at a rapid rate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we out there still killing each other, killing
over
each other,
nickels and dimes
and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That go to show, like, when you got a corrupt city, a corrupt department and a corrupt city as far as the city officials and city leaders is concerned, that shit trickles down into the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's just havoc and chaos all the way around. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It starts at the top. If
Right.
if the top of the food chain is bad, the rest of the whole totem pole is going to be terrible.
Right.
That's
right.
it.
And
You got to go to the root of the problem. The root of the problem is these politicians, it's these government officials, these corrupt ones that you're talking about. It ain't just them. It goes all the way back to the Washington D.C. Because all of that stuff is corrupted. It's corrupted.
Right. And that's what I told Robert McConnell, who's running for mayor. I'm not gonna go in details, but we did have
I got a question about that.
Me and him did have a sit down.
I got a question about that.
Me, him, and a couple of our fan members sat down with Robert McConnell, and I just wanted to put that out there because I was halfway criticized because I posted a picture of me and McConnell outside of City Hall. I had my fists up, and McConnell was holding up a fam shirt. Now, first of all, everybody that we was down there getting donations and stuff from shirts while we was doing our thing. So everybody that came and made a donation that day, we took a picture with them with their shirt, first of all. So that wasn't nothing out of the ordinary that he took a picture holding up a shirt, first of all.
He supported.
Right. Second of all, that man been to every event, every protest. I ain't gonna say every, but a lot of them. A lot of times I don't even know he be there. He's not there for no photo op. He don't come there to speak. He don't come there to, he just like, I bump up on him and it's, hey, Robert. And he don't even, for the most part, he never even talked about politics. We was just having a couple laughs and talking about Vallejo and, just a normal man-to-man conversation. So after having these talks with him, that's when it was like, you know what, man, I don't know nothing about you. I got some questions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody, me, myself, with Hakeem and Brown, I'm going to speak on it.
Yeah, but wait, don't go that far.
All right. I'm going to slow down.
Yeah, don't go that far. Because I got a question all the way down the list. Because I want to jump in here real quick. Damn, I hate to stop you. I got viewers out there that complain when I cut people off. Fuck y'all. Because y'all could do the shit then. Come in here and I'll hire you and y'all do it. Who's all in fam? How many people is in fam?
Well, pretty much like I said, the fam is just all of the
supporters and everybody that just
all the family members. The family member that's on this shirt that's fam. That's like the core group of fam.
A collective.
Now, fam though extends. We have allies, we have volunteers, and we have a couple, soldiers that rock with us. You know what I'm saying? So it's bigger than just the actual families, but these families is what fam is built on. You know what I'm saying? And it was built as a support system for each other because, it was a lot of family members being exploited and taken advantage of for one reason or another. And I just felt like when I got introduced to the scene and I started going out and speaking with these families who was already out there protesting, who was already out there, who was already on the front lines long before I came around. I felt that energy like when we all was together. Like when we all was together speaking at the same time and out there rocking, it was a powerful energy.
So you started fam? You came up with the whole slogan?
Well, I came up with the whole face of fam from what it is right now. But like I always say, fam it was already a fam before
the name came up.
Fam. Because they was already rocking together. They already
you just put the name on it.
Relationships and stuff. I just kind of was added into the fam when Eric passed. You know what I'm saying? As far as being a part of the club that nobody want to be a part of.
Oh boy.
And like I said, at first I was just representing for my cousin. I wasn't go out quietly. A lot of my family was grieving and didn't really know how they wanted to address stuff or whatever. And I just felt like I was going to be that one to be the one to speak up and, tell the story, tell the family. So I was just representing for Eric. That's just what I was doing. And over the course of getting invited to this and to that, I would run into Mario Romero's family, Angel Ramos, the McCoys, his brothers and cousins and stuff. And we all would speak and stuff like that, but it wasn't nothing organized. It was just, maybe a press conference or something that another organization put together or whatever. But like I said, whenever we was out together speaking, it was powerful, like, man. And I was just starting to see after going to talk, like, it wasn't no real organized. Well, basically everything we was doing, we was out together rocking like we was a unit, but everything that we was doing was on somebody else's coattail at the moment that I got involved. At least when we was going out to the events and stuff, it was something that another organization was throwing or whatever, and they just had us there speaking and bringing the emotions and, you know, lighting the fire to the event. But then they would be the ones that would capitalize off of getting the credit for it, or sometimes even, you know, making a few dollars, or, you know, and none of that directly went back to the families. So I just felt like instead of complaining about that, I felt like we could come together as our own, you know what I mean, and kind of control the narrative of our story and do what we got to do to make sure that we benefit directly from whatever is going down, whether it's a protest, whether it's us out there trying to raise some money, or if it's us out there, you know, whatever, us telling our story, whatever it is. We don't want nobody else speaking for us. You know what I'm saying? We don't want.
It's kind of like, not to cut you off, but it's kind of like the Black Panther type of thing. Not as far as they went.
I ain't gonna say that it's a Black Panther thing. I think a lot of people be feeling that way because I don't know. We kind of you got to think
the spirit of the Black Panther.
You got to think the fans consist of people that had family members murdered, brothers, you know,
and that's where that come from.
You know, lawlessly, like you know, and got away with it on camera. You know what I'm saying? Where you could just see it.
Oh boy.
So this is a pissed off group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't playing. Like, we moving mean, and we ain't.
You got it here first. This is a pissed off group.
We ain't holding our tongues, and we not trying to please everybody. We just doing our shit. And I think that that kind of gives off that Panther feeling. And
I give it to y'all up here in SAC, because y'all know what I do when I get in here and I get to talking that shit. I give y'all so much. I hate white America. I do. I talk to y'all. Fuck white America. That's what I tell them. I swear to God, I do. I hate the hell out of white America. But I ain't going to get all into that right now. Fatal 14. So can you give us any names that are fam? Like the ones that the footwork. It's a lot of y'all that be out on Facebook. I'll be seeing y'all on Facebook.
Okay, well, I will say this. The ones that people are kind of accustomed to seeing, and I'm not going to name no people in no order as far as if they actual family members or whatever. I'm going to just name, you know, some of the people that y'all might be seeing out there representing fam.
Because I see y'all see them on my page.
We got Prince Royal. That's you know, big, always been a supporter, not just a fan, but just like they've been out there on ever since the George Floyd shit kicked off and everything else. They was already out there, like at the protests and standing in front of the police. Some of those pictures that y'all see on our things with them standing in front of the police, those are pictures that was taken before FAM was founded.
Wow.
I wasn't even out there. I wasn't even a part of the protesters at that time. Like, some of that shit is what encouraged me to get in there, seeing some of these youngsters
out there with the burning desire to fight. Yeah.
And shout out to Maui Field, seeing cats like him.
Yeah.
And shout out to AJ, who is also, you know, a big part of, you know, supporting fam. And he one of my soldiers out there.
Yeah.
Him and his wife, Karen, those is two of my soldiers, man. I met them.
And not the fake Karen, not the one.
When I met them was when the person spray painted the nigger shit at Blue Rock Springs.
At the Blue Rock Springs. That hurt me. That really hurt me. I was like, good.
I got on live or something.
You was live streaming. You live streaming.
Speaking on it.
Yeah, you live streaming on
it.
And
I wasn't there yet. I wasn't at this. I was just speaking on it. And some couple people was chiming in on my live, and I was letting them know, like, man, I wish I could go down there, but I'm not able, you know, And two young brothers was like, man, I'll go down there for you. You know what I'm saying? I'll go down there and check it out or whatever. And I'm like, okay. Go, all right, well, you get down there, man. Let me know is everything cool or whatever. So him and Prince and AJ, they went, this is like, they remember me from speaking somewhere. So I guess they, like, you know, was like, shit, we like him. So, you know what I'm saying? If we just go,
you looked at you like a leader.
So they came out to Blue Rock Springs. They went out there and showed me the footage. Oh, look, we here. Look, this is what we doing. They had they paint. Like, they was already like, damn, what you want me to do? We know you want to be there, but you can't be there, so I'm here. And what do you want us to do? And I just like, damn, they doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some real shit. So I reached out to him, and we just started kicking it, and, you know, and sharing our ideas and stuff, and it just went from there. So all the people right now that's a part of FAM is just all people we met, just like genuinely out there on the front lines. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of little fakes and a lot of little I don't even know what to call them, little COINTELPRO type people that try to get in there and shake things up,
posing as FAM, but really not FAM.
Try to get in to get
espionage spies. We know y'all
all
bitches.
that stuff really goes on. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know,
y'all trying to infiltrate and neutralize like the Black Panthers. Is that what y'all doing out there?
Man, it happens, man. That shit it's been happening. If you heard heard some of the stories about what some of these families, man, done been through with the police after losing a loved one, man, you would be surprised. I'm talking about shit you wouldn't believe, man. They I'm talking about all the way from invasions of privacy to harassment to just you name it. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't even ran some of the families out of the 37. They done ran them out of town. Like they they left because it's like they don't take it.
They just don't want to take the intimidation and all that, huh?
Right.
About the Fatal 14, who gave him that name? Like who came up with that name?
If I'm not mistaken, I think David. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think David, who is Willie McCoy's cousin.
Oh, okay.
David Harrison. I think he called him. I think he named him the Fatal 14. I could be mistaken, but I think Dave, Big Dave, shout out Dave, bro. I think he named him the Fatal 14.
What does that basically mean? The Fatal 14. What does it mean?
That's just a list of 14 officers, Vallejo police officers that have repeatedly been involved in police shootings, whether it was a murder or just shooting somebody. I'm talking about multiple repeated cases of it.
And the Fatal 14, are any of the Fatal 14 still in Vallejo right now? On the beat?
Damn near
still
all
working.
of them is still somewhere out there. Even if they not working directly,
some of them
police, like they might not be an actual cop on duty right now, but they, in one way or another, they doing something. Sean Kenny, he's been involved in all kind of shit, man. Like I said, he got like 9 bodies, and he's not a police no more. But guess what his job is now?
What is his job now?
He's training police.
So they fired him as a cop, but they hired him to train cops.
They didn't fire him. He served this whole little. If he was done with being a cop, he served this whole little time.
Oh, he retired as a cop.
Right. So now his new position is
to train cops.
You
son of a bitch.
See, that's how shit go in Vallejo.
No, that ain't just how I go in Vallejo. That's how the system go. It started in slavery. This is socialism slavery.
So this man done killed all these people.
How
all of these years. And you know what they did when he got that position? What that basically was? He basically got promoted.
How do you?
He got more money. He got a big pension, and he's set. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost ritual type killings, man. He earned his. You know what I'm saying? This is
the land of the free, home of the brave, and this is that flag that people say. The independence and all that, woohoo, bells and whistles with the fireworks. Well, how does Jim Crow and racism and all of this socialism, slavery shit sit with you in that fucking flag? Because when African Americans came home from y'all wars and shit, we came home to spray water hose on us, lynched, and kids was burned and some more shit.
Yes.
It's the same shit.
And we fighting the same war.
That's same fucking war.
It's the same war with new soldiers.
How does this white cracker Pilgrim, I call him pilgrims, y'all know me. How does this pilgrim?
Y'all see what fam do?
How does this pilgrim kill Chili Cole and then retire from killing and then they go train officers to kill some more? How does that work?
Welcome to Vallejo.
Not just Vallejo, because it's happening in Kentucky.
This is America.
This is
America.
Woo.
Hey, don't let them.
So
Gambino, this is America.
Oh, he gave my blood. You see how the blood goes?
Go watch that video.
My blood, it'll boil. It really does boil.
I love that video.
Do you think Vallejo is headed in the right direction with the mayor candidates?
No.
Talk about it.
Yes and no. But
give me the no first. I want the juicy shit. Fuck that. Yes.
the no is, you know what?
Tell Vallejo. This is Vallejo.
I can't even really go all the way into detail, but I will share this much. Like I was saying earlier, I spoke with McConnell, and me personally, as well as on behalf of FAM, we reached out to all of the candidates.
How many candidates are for the mayor for the mayor spot?
You know what? It's damn near like 4 right now.
And give us the names.
We got Hakeem Brown. Of course, we got Robert McConnell, and then there's what's her name? Avenal Henley or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. She's a black woman, and another African American woman by the name of Cornisha, who I actually met working at a little punk ass job in Vallejo a couple of years ago, and she walked up on us at Wilson Park a few weeks ago with her clipboard and I'm like, hey, do I know you? She like, yeah, I'm running for mayor. So I was tripped out by that. But yeah, she's running.
That's something new.
And I haven't heard much about her. Nobody really know about her. And she's been reaching out to us about wanting to get some interviews and stuff in too. So we might, we've been thinking about getting her in so people can, at least, like we said, we want to give everybody a chance, you know what I mean, to address the people. Like, people need to know and be informed about who is out there, what their plans are
for the people.
Right. We need to know that. And I think that's been a problem in Vallejo when it comes to people like us from our neck of the woods. So we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck about who running. We don't give a fuck about what somebody's voting record's been.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Robert McConnell, he's been sitting on council for damn near 10 years now. And don't nobody know shit about this man. Don't nobody know nothing about him. You know what I'm saying? But when they see me on the picture with him, all they see is me on the picture with a white man when we got a young African American talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Out there. It's like, what is you doing with this white man?
Yeah.
Man, you like this. FAM is putting a platform out there for people to get to know. You need to be informed, right? If you do your research with these candidates and go research their voting histories, see what the stuff that they voted on and see what they've voted against. You know what I'm saying? Go do that. Go look at some of the endorsements that some of these candidates have. Go see.
I heard to the grapevine, people are being endorsed by law enforcement.
Go see what kind of funding some of these people have. See what they dig a little bit deeper and see what their reputations is. I mean, at the end of the day, these is people that y'all is gonna have representing Vallejo. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to be an example to people that we open to hear what another person's plan is. I don't care if just because you black or just because you a black woman or whatever. Like, that don't necessarily mean that you the answer.
Right.
That don't mean that you might not have an agenda.
Right.
Or whatever too. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be the example to people that you can't just go off of shit by face value.
Right.
Or by just what you see because somebody done, took a picture cleaning up some shit at the waterfront. Or even because McConnell on a picture with me throwing up a fist. That shit don't mean nothing because we done seen you hand out a bike or, at a Christmas thing or whatever. That shit don't mean nothing. That's a look. That's a photo op that looks good. You know what I mean? And that's not to say it's a bad thing, but we can't just go off of that. Start asking these people questions. Like, what is your real plan? What's going on? What have you done? You know what I'm saying? And to this point, Robert McConnell is the only one that I've had multiple talks to. I can call that man and ask him a question and he'll answer it. He'll call me back. When we invited him in to come do the interview, he with no questions, he was there. He came down to meet us by himself. You know what I'm saying? And when he's come, I like him. I like the man.
So, and
hold on. And I'm not going to go as far as to say I'm endorsing him and all that. Right. I'm not going to go as far as to saying that yet. It's still a little bit early for me to do that. But I will say I like the man. I respect the man. And some of those candidates haven't gave us the same the same opportunities. Like Hakeem just straight up declined the interview. And
Hakeem declined the interview. Tell it why do you think he declined the interview?
And I told Hakeem myself personally. I told him that I respect him as a man. You know, I met Hakeem. I guess Hakeem is a real Vallejo native, whatever, but I don't really know Hakeem or none of his background. So I got real familiar with Hakeem when he spoke at Cheddar Man's funeral. And he said that he was in a pen with Cheddar Man. And that kind of fucks me up right there. Like, damn, he was in a pen? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, he spoke good. He spoke highly of Cheddar Man. And since then, he had came through. He'd been looking out, supporting Cheddar Man's kids, his baby mama. He been doing real shit as far as that's concerned. And I can't take that away from him. I done been at little giveaways where he done gave away bikes and stuff. He gave my kids a bike at one of the Christmas things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I respect that. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to take that away from him. And I respect him as a man, you know, for even, you know, he did talk to me. We had a conversation. He returned my calls and he didn't just go off the handle and nothing. We addressed it together as far as addressing it on social media, going back and forth. He did personally call me so we can get some stuff on the table.
But he never sat down and did the podcast hot seat or did an interview.
Right. But he never just wanted to take part or participate in an interview or nothing that got to do with fam. So when y'all see Hakeem, man, ask him what is his problem with fam.
And then, okay, so you think he got a problem with fam. What about the other two candidates?
No,
the
I
ladies?
know he got a problem with fam.
You know he got a problem with it. Okay, we'll address that. What happened with the other two candidates? You never talked to them?
He don't got a problem with me. Let me get that clear. But he got problems with some of the people that support fam and some of the members of fam. I don't really know the background on all that. It's personal shit or whatever. People that he don't like that's involved, and he let me know about that too. And that's why I had to, you know, let him know, like, look, I respect you as a man, but these are the people that support me. So this is who I'm rocking with. And, you know, when it comes to the politics shit, I'm really no politician. So I'm not trying to get into all that, but I'm just not going to agree with everything you do.
Yeah.
So I respect you and I'm not going to attack you. And I'm not going to go out of my way to badge, you know, beat on your name or throw you under the bus or nothing like that. But, you know, we got to agree to disagree on some things.
And you want him to, lay it out on the table as far as what he feel or what the plan is to do for as far as being the mayor.
Well, I kind of got some good information as far as feedback on him on what some of his plans are. But what I want him to do is address the people that got the problems. If it's me, I'm the type of person that if somebody got a problem with me, you know what I'm saying, and they going around speaking all this stuff, I am going to, you know, take that opportunity to, you know, address it. If somebody got a question, you know, I'm not going to run from it. I'm going to deal with it head on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, if everybody that follow the Facebooks and do that, you got a lot of people that support. You got a lot of people that everybody got their own opinions about all the candidates. McConnell, Hakeem. I think that the race is basically between Hakeem and McConnell.
So, like I said, have you talked to the other two candidates?
I talked to them, not so much as far as like a detailed conversation where I got to ask them all the questions that I would ask all the candidates, but I did at least meet them and, you know, was properly introduced.
Do you feel warm of what the first?
Yeah, I feel warm, but you know, I'm the type of dude, I don't trust no politician. So it's hard for me to just go off of
You don't trust all four of them?
Damn near I don't. I like somebody got to show me something. And you know,
and what is that? What do you mean show you something? What do you want done?
And see, that's what I want these candidates to come to the table to. Come see what we want. Come see what the people want. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
see what the people is.
What do fam want?
First of all, we want the police to be
accountable,
be held accountable. Like something need to be done. Period. They need to be drug tested. Like I was speaking on earlier, they are not being drug tested. I think they only get drug tested when they first start, like when they first come on to the force. They get
I
drug
think
tested.
that's a good thing.
Then after that, they are not getting drug tested. If y'all check the voting history on that, you will see who voted no and who voted yes on the police being drug tested.
Dick Gregory said, go in here real quick. Dick Gregory, rest in peace, Dick Gregory. He said something along the lines of police need to be insured with guns. If you have a gun, it's just like having a driver's license. You can't drive a car without having insurance. If you take the insurance away, you can't drive the car. So if you ain't got no insurance for having a firearm because you did some misconduct, you can't have your gun on you. You can't do no more killings. You can't do nothing. So if you get caught with that gun illegally, cops go to jail after that.
Right. Well,
it's about reform.
Been a situation where the police, if I'm not mistaken, didn't have insurance. The insurance had kicked them off.
And that lapsed. The insurance lapsed.
It was costing them. I don't know the whole story. Like I don't got all the details. There's other people in fam that like. And
that's out in the Bay Area.
But I know that the police department has some issues with insurance based on
in Vallejo.
Based on all of the liabilities.
Ouch.
Because see, when they kill somebody and they pay somebody a settlement or whatever, the insurance is just like with anywhere else. You go pay your deductible. And then the insurance is going to pay the rest. Mm-hmm. So if they owe somebody $4 or $5 million,
okay, cat daddy situation,
they might pay $500,000 of that, and then the insurance is going to pay the rest of that. So if you steadily costing the insurance company money left and right, you know what I'm saying? Eventually they're going to be like, that's just like when you drive, and the more tickets you get, your shit go up. And you might,
it's revoke, suspended, revoke, prison.
Right. And there was a situation where the insurance, whoever they was dealing with insurance was like, man, this is too much. So yeah, it's just all the way around from police bankrupting the city at one time. Mm-hmm. It just go around the board, destroying the evidence, bending badges. I mean, you damn near can name anything that goes on with a crooked police department and is going on with Vallejo police.
I believe so too. That is just so sad. So, doing all of your activism, working the streets with your fam, us included up here at Cutthroat Radio Podcast. Do you see yourself rapping the same as before when you was youth, or what are you rapping about now? Like, what is your music consist of now? The artwork.
First of all, I consider myself a retired rapper.
Right off the rip.
I don't want to rap no more. Like I like to rap, and if it made sense to me to spit a rap, just like I heard Shiggity saying, it got to make sense.
Got to make sense for all of us,
little brother.
It got to make sense for all of us. Yeah,
you feel me?
Definitely.
So if it makes sense to what I'm doing, and it makes sense to it's relevant and all that, I might do a song or might do a verse or something like that. But as far as trying to promote myself as a rapper and have a career in rapping and stuff like that, that's like over with for me. Once I started, I'm 41 now. So once I'm out there rapping and feeling like I'm competing with teenagers and shit, it's over with. This sport ain't for me. And if I am going to do it, I can't be trying to compete and say, I can't be talking like them. Them is 17, 18, 19-year-olds.
Yeah. So
I gotta be mature with my spit. I gotta be saying something on a different level. Definitely. And they don't want to hear that shit. So it's like, it's just a waste of time for me to be out there trying to rap, because I'm trying to say shit that I make too much sense. Yeah. And I'm trying to push a message out there. Yeah. So I feel better about doing what I'm doing. I'm happy doing what I'm doing right now. I feel good that, I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay. I haven't did a whole lot for myself, like ever since I got highly active in doing this and pushing this. I ain't really did nothing for myself. Like all this stuff I've been wearing since before Corona. And, I ain't bought myself a pair of shoes, no, nothing. Like, but I'm happy with what I'm doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I done took out of my own pocket and went to give kids gift cards and bought steaks and chicken breasts and shit so I could go make tacos and hot dogs. Not no Bar S or whatever them is. Not those. I'm talking about Costco beef, premium hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? Spending our own money we a grassroots organization. We don't. Some people see the stuff that we do and they be kind of thinking like, oh, they must have got some money from somewhere. Or they doing this. Or they no. Our shit is coming straight from somebody's pocket. If it's not our own pocket, it's somebody else's pocket that donated or supported they hard-earned dollar. You know what I'm saying? And
facts,
straight up, it's just off the back of our own hustle.
Facts. Real quick, I'm gonna jump back into the family thing. Do you have kids?
Man, I got 7 kids.
And are any of them active in the fam organization with you?
Well, they not as active as I want them to be yet, but my girls, my younger ones, they for sure active. And we got all of us got a lot of kids in fam. So we've been organizing them, and we got a fam kids thing right now, which is FAM, the Future Activist Movement. And we did a couple events, and we have the kids out there speaking, and they get stipends and stuff. That's what I was giving them the gift cards up. So we actually had the kids, they actually went and wrote speeches, came down, did their speech. We had the newspaper down there interviewing the kids. So the kids was front page of the paper. Made them feel good. It made them, fam gave them something that they could remember for the rest of their life. You know, some of the stuff that, like I talk about redoing my poetry thing, that's something that I remember and feel proud of, accomplishment. So fam gave some kids, that memory. You know what I'm saying? We gave them that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel good about that. But yeah, all of our kids are coming together and organizing the fam kids. So they gonna be out there with us, and they got their own, organization coming in the works too.
Do any of your kids, not to cut you off, do any of your kids do music as well? Sorry about that. I don't cut you off.
They all got music in them naturally. Like they just like me. Like if I got anything I got laying around, they just naturally pick up on it. Like when I had the studio equipment at my house, my little 5-year-old son, he was 5 at the time, 4 or 5 years old. I sit him up on the keyboard, and just the way he's holding his fingers and stuff is like he already
ready to go.
Or, he already figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? So, or he already got a halfway beat going. So it's just like, it's just literally like music is like literally embedded in the Reason blood. Like literally.
That's dope. And we coming to an end here. It's such a blessing and great news to get one of the actual founder and director to come up here and bless us on Cutthroat Radio. And I'm going to get down there on the hot seat and give them some love down there as well in the Bay Area. But we're coming to an end here. Anything my audience want to know, anything my audience can take from this interview to better their lives, to be productive, make a difference in their personal lives and in their community out there.
Wait, say that again, my bad.
My audience and I would like to know, is there anything from this interview that we can take to better and make our lives better and to be productive out there in the communities?
We need to start holding themselves accountable. Period. Like, it's whether it's making a change within yourself or changing something about you, or to better yourself, to better your family, to better yourself as a man, to better yourself as a woman. Whatever it is, like, we got to hold ourselves accountable and do whatever it is we can. Like, everybody can make a stand, but everybody's stance is going to be different. Everybody can't go out there to a protest. Everybody don't have the guts to go out there and speak out against people and put their lives on the line and stuff like that. But it's always something that you can do. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And we have to stop being so much of complainers and sitting back complaining and fussing about stuff without trying to find a solution.
Absolutely.
So I just think that we need to just start like using our minds a little more and start trying to exercise the power that we have within ourselves to, promote and advocate, to do something.
And that's basically, all in a nutshell. It's just staying positive out there, people. We was born. This is to the Black America. We was born in a world of sin. We was born in white America. We ain't had nothing from the gate. So, don't let me get started. CUTTHOAT. We in this. Real quick, before we get out of here, I didn't really ask you, but Mac Dre played a real big role in your life as well. And I just want to touch on this. What's your thoughts on how he was murdered? And do you think, I can't ask that. Oof, I can't ask that either. Because the way I'm gonna ask it. How do you feel about his? Speak about it. How do you feel about his murder? Like, how did that affect you? And do you feel his murder was caused by anybody in the Bay Area? Do you feel like anybody in the Bay Area had anything to do with his murder?
You know what? I don't think that deep about it, like myself. Like, I hear a whole bunch of different stories. Some things make sense, some things don't make sense. And it's a bunch of different spins you could put on what could have happened or what the actual story could have been. But that's not my job, you know what I mean, or my place to be trying to figure that out. You know, the man is gone and he ain't coming back. And you know, that was the Big Cuddy. It was a big loss.
Absolutely.
You know, he was a big influence in my life. And it's just another sad situation where somebody that actually, Mac Dre was an activist in his own right, you know, truth be told.
Yeah.
He was a leader. Like, he started a movement.
Yeah.
He gave people jobs. He gave people opportunities.
Yeah.
He gave people swag. And not to mention, he spoke up against police brutality.
Yeah.
And he addressed some social issues and stuff like that, especially in his early raps and stuff like that.
Yeah. Punk police.
Mac Dre was always a real one, as far as I knew. So, you know, as far as I could say, man, and it's just scary, man, because, you know, this kind of work that I'm doing, and I want to get myself to be the highest level of what I'm doing, the most effective at what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I know that when people get that to a certain point, they get taken from us, man. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
That shit be scary.
Yeah.
Because I know how serious I am with this. I'm only scratching the surface, but I'm gonna put it to you like, there's a lot of people I get approached by so many people that be like, man, you're doing so many great things and we love what you're doing. I'm so impressed. And it just be hard for me to accept it because I feel like I ain't done shit. I ain't did shit.
No, you just scratching the surface and you got a long way to go. So just keep at it. You know, at the end of the day, what you're doing right now has been done timelessly over and over again from so many different leaders. We got Huey P. Newton, Pac, Malcolm, Martin. I mean, the list, Garvey on down the line. But keep doing it, fam. Keep frontline activist movement.
Love you, sis Tanisha. I see you. That's my sis Bash, sis right there. She always support me, man, and give me good advice and support, man. And so I just want to shout her out.
For sure. Keep going. FAM, Frontline Activist Movement, director, co-founder and director, and you know, a good friend and brother of mine come up here. And he actually, if y'all don't know, to all the viewers out there, you see the logo behind you right there? He is the reason why that logo looked like that. He drew that logo from scratch. I just told him I wanted the Cutthroat Radio name, podcast name in the logo, and he do the C and I. So anyway, talented brother. If you need him for any type of graphics like that or drawing anything, please reach out to him. Rob Reason, the General. He do still make beats. If you reach out to him, he gonna charge you arm and a leg.
Yeah, the price went up on that.
He gonna charge you arm and a leg. So make sure you hit him on his social media. I think it's Rob the General at IG.com or IG, and Facebook Rob the General.
And FAM, the Facebook group. We got a Facebook group. It's two fan pages actually. It's one that's like the official, like, I guess like a website. This is a Facebook
business
page.
Like,
it's a business, like it's more like website version, and then we got the group. So the FAM group, we got a little more engagement. We got more people engaged back and forth and interact on that one. And then we got the Frontline Activist Movement Facebook page, which is more of a website that's it's easier for people to find on Google and stuff like that. And we getting that set up to where they could actually buy merch and keep up with events and stuff like that. And
go on to Frontline Activist YouTube channel, subscribe, like, share,
subscribe to that.
Leave a comment, please, on there, and actually do that here as well for me as well. Y'all motherfuckers, I know y'all out there viewing it. Please, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. My guest here, the General Rob, thank you for coming all the way from the Bay. Yes, appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening. Anytime. It is CUTTHOAT, Cutthroat CUTTHOAT, Cut the Radio Podcast. CUTTHOAT, Cut the Radio Podcast. And y'all have a good evening tonight, man. I appreciate y'all stopping by. Thank y'all, man. I am so blessed and I'm humbled and hungry.
Business.
Fam is the bit. Y'all right.
Ooh, I need to smoke now.